200.
200,000. Bryn's gonna be loving this. Oh wow, what a sweat. He has a serious decision here. Oh, that is disgusting.
Kind of saw it coming, I don't know.
Yeah.
80.
God, I doubt this one's happening.
Sounds pretty good. Too good to be true.
So Dominik folds pocket fives. Bryn Kenney wakes up with pocket king, so he dodges a bullet.
305.
305.
Ooh, that's a big one too.
Yeah, it's the same sizing he did last time. Jetten's
Oh
got
my
pocket
goodness.
jack. Oh my.
Oh, that is disgusting. This is actually not what you want to see. When you look at your hand there, this is not, ooh, I finally found a hand.
The thing is, Jetten knows this hand will show down. He's going to lay it down.
Wow, what a fold.
That's so sick.
Quick fold from Bonomo. And guys, that has nothing to do with playing tight. That is just knowing how to stay out of trouble and marginal position situations where you're this close to the bubble.
Yeah. Or like if people want to end early, you could always like end early and then postpone that until after this is over.
I heard an all-in from Nitsche. There's 10 big blinds.
I doubt everyone
It's
wants
under
to
the
do
gun.
that,
Man, he has to
I
just
would.
get through people here.
I'm sure Ike is in.
Here comes the small blind. Ace Jack Adams. I don't think he's going anywhere. He knows that Nitsche is desperate from under the gun. 10 big blinds. The big blind ante's coming.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Ike good or no? Not really?
Also was really nice. If Adams goes all in here, Bonomo would have to fold ace queen.
Yeah. Well, regardless, he does make the call.
Wow, these are really tense moments.
Yeah. That's a spicy one.
Seems fair.
Yeah, fair fight.
41% for Adams. Ace, Jack, or 10 to knock out Nitsche.
Pair of the board seems fair.
Just an 800K bubble.
One more
So,
card to
nice,
go.
Card. Pair of the board for you.
Here we go. It's a
Wow.
10.
That's it.
Tom, you get to hop in that tournament.
Wow.
5
That
minutes
is-
for Red Gems.
That is a brutal
Adams.
needle.
Open it up. Jack 10 suited for Bonomo. What a pretty looking hand. He's got 22 big blinds. See, Bonomo really wants to get in there somehow. Wow,
Whoa.
he's shoving all in with Jack 10 suited.
Oh wow, bad timing.
There are some definitely obvious short stacks out there. He is at risk.
Look at D. Peters in the back. He's gonna be stoked with this, so is Dan Smith.
That's so.
That is a terrible flop for Justin Bonomo. He's got 2%. And it's over.
Just like that. That must be pretty tilting for Justin Bonomo. Everybody guaranteed $820,000 now. We have our top 6. See here, Timothy Adams after busting Justin Bonomo. Launched over 5 million. First 5 million stack we've seen this tournament. Bryn Kenney still firmly in second. Gonna start us off with the raise. Isaac Haxton in the small blind has 25 big blinds. He has a serious decision here. Bryn Kenney's been stealing a lot, applying a lot of pressure. And Ike might think that he can take some advantage of that here.
All in.
He does go for it. We're gonna see an all-in on the first hand.
Okay.
A 2.5 million in the middle. Wow, what a start. That gives him some extra outs. For no help to Ike. Needs an ace or a 9. It's a deuce. That's it.
Game.
Right off the bat, Isaac Haxton eliminated. That is not what you have in mind when you sit down to play.
And it's important too that
and we have two big hands here in the blinds.
Battle of the beats.
David Peters,
I didn't think you were losing that one.
ace-3 in the small. He has 9.5 big blinds.
That one.
Perfect situation for him to try and steal.
I didn't
Peter
think you were losing
Jetten
that one.
Come on.
No.
has an incredibly strong hand in the big blinds.
Call.
And he's going to make the call. 2 hands in, we have 2 all-ins already.
Damn it. There's one kid in my soccer team that always called me. Damn it.
Action-packed
There's
content.
you. There's
Players
you.
guaranteed $1,060,000.
And Salman.
That's it, huh?
There's a $300,000 pay jump, guys. A $300,000 pay jump at stake right now.
Yeah.
It's a king on the flop. Peters does have a gut shot. As you can see, he needs an 8 or 4. That's a bad card. That eliminates 2 of his outs. Because Jetten now has a spade draw for some protection.
A lucky 4.
Good old nose spotter.
Four spades.
Doesn't do it.
Again.
That's it.
Good luck.
Peter Jetten eliminates
Pete's found the break even.
Dave Peters.
Plus 150.
Congrats on getting unstuck. Loose. 175.
Bryn Kenney. Pocket kings. Once again. First hand of the day, he knocked out Isaac Haxton. Pocket kings against the ace-9 of Haxton. He's going to do that a lot in this situation. I really think that Bryn Kenney's aggression is going to ramp up. This is a problem for Jetten. Bryn Kenney flops the nuts. Peter Jetten going to be very happy with this board. He only has 16 big blinds actually now. The blinds just went up. Playing 30, 60k, 60k now. And this is trouble.
85.
One of the worst things about this board for Jetten is also that if he check raises, he's going to get called quite light because there's a straight draw and a flush draw on board. Look at what's in the middle right now. He is going to go for a check raise here. 200,000. Bryn's going to be loving this. Flopping top set.
Call. Call.
Jetten has 800,000 behind. There's 760,000 in the pot. If we don't see a spade or a straight card come, that is still kind of a blank though. It's 300,000 from Jetten. What a disaster for him.
50 seconds. All in. All in.
He's gonna shove. Yeah. He's not gonna like this. He's gonna make the call. That's it for Peter Jetten. He is drawing dead. That is just an extremely tough situation. Not much he can do there. You have a 20 big blind stack. It's gonna min raise. Ooh, we might see a showdown here. That is a monster 3-handed for Bryn Kenney in the big blinds. He's gonna put Dan Smith all in.
All in.
There we go. Gonna see a showdown, guys. Dan Smith at risk here.
No ace.
Nate.
Oh, sorry, it's not a flip, of course. My bad. I could swear Smith at 6s, but he outflops
Or ace is okay still.
Kenny pretty hard here.
This is okay one to lose.
Looking at the
Cheap
percentage,
one,
it's like,
okay
wait,
to
that
lose.
doesn't make sense. Alright, so, oh wow, what a sweat.
Did Ivan bring the running diamonds?
No diamond.
This is a hot coffee. It's going right in your face.
All right, so let's. You're gonna dodge. You gotta dodge the call.
I have like 48, and Dan has.
Wow, it's a boat though.
And I have 40.
It was
I
a
swear
diamond,
I
but it was
see
a
the middle
boat.
pair. Dan has like 40.
Bryn Kenney's going to put Dan Smith all in again. Dan Smith's got King 8 offsuit. He's been played at the whole time when he's been short, and he might be pretty tempted to call here, thinking that Bryn Kenney's going to shove hands like Jack 10, you know, even King 5, any King. So this is definitely above average hand. He's got 40%. Looks like Dan Smith is going to make the call here of King 8. He is at risk 40% to stay in the tournament. Comes a turn card. It's a 6, so Dan Smith can now hit a straight with a 9. Rear card's the queen, and Dan Smith is out in 3rd place. 1.768 million. Played excellently throughout this final table. Adams is going to limp. So again, these blue chips are 100,000, the orange chips are 25,000, and the black orange chips are 5,000 apiece. What a flop. So this is a limp pot. Bryn Kenney's going to lay the trapping check to his opponent. Adams got 8-5. And in a limp pot, it is pretty tempting to bet in position. Your opponent is just going to have random cards a lot that won't hit a paired board. He's going to check, try to take a turn card. And he turns a 5. Bryn Kenney, does he want to bet with his trip 4s? I like the check. It just seems so unlikely your opponent usually has a piece. Adams, he's got a pair of 5s. He's seen his opponent check twice. Got to think it's good.
Yeah, you're going to have to check so many random hands from the big blind and then check again after the flop. It's really cool to also employ some check raise strategies to not appear too weak all the times.
80.
So Adams is going to bet the minimum 80,000. Trying to get some value out of like king highs, some ace highs. When Kenney sees this minimum bet, he must know that his trip 4s are good. Just trying to decide, should he check raise? There is a lot of diamond draws, straight draws he can represent. He is reaching for raising chips. $540,000. Now, this is a pretty tough spot for 8-5. You made one of the best cards for your hand. There's 2 flush draws. There's a straight draw. And he knows Kenny's aggressive. He might not be able to get away from his hand unless he's got a very sick read that Kenney would not play anything but a 4 this way.
Yeah, and Adams is getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. The big raises, the big powerful bets that you have to face on turns, and I think it's an excellent strategy. It also makes rivers a little bit easier to play, defining Adams' range of hands a little bit more.
I don't blame Adams for making this call. Your heads up, you only got one opponent to beat. He's definitely going to make moves against you. So he calls a 4% chance of winning this pot. Here comes the river card. It's a 5.
Wow. That's just unbelievable.
Adams has made running 5s to beat trip 4s. They both have a full house. What a sick hand of heads up. Action is on Kenney. He definitely is actually loving his card, thinking, you're not going to put me on a 4 or 5. He knows his opponent could have a 5, but he knows that he represents a lot of missed draws to check raise the turn. Now Kenny's deciding, should he bet for value or try to get a diamond draw or spade draw or a 6 to bluff at it? He is going to go for a check. And that's going to let Adam set the price. Now given the action, he probably thinks Kenny either has nothing and won't call a bet anyways, or he's got a 4 and he can go for a ton of chips. It's really hard for Kenny to call with anything but a 4. Don't think king high is going to call, like, you know, an overbet right now. And this is a limp pot, so you got to remember that Kenny, unlikely to have, like, say, pocket 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s. He would have raised pre-flop after the limp. So you can really only get a lot of value from a 4. And Adams knows this.
At the same time, that's nice too, because you can just make it pretty large if you want, because you don't have to be afraid that there's a cutoff in there somewhere where another pair will fold. Or
So Timothy Adams uses one time extension, reaching for some chips. That is a ton of chips. 2.4 million.
Wow. That's twice pot.
Adams is just trying to get call from the 4. He's gone for the maximum. They both started to handle for about 70 big blinds. It's about 140 big blinds in play, so this is a lot. Another time extension being used, another 30 seconds for Bryn Kenney. Makes the call. Ouch. Bryn Kenney knows that he had a big hand.
That's running 5s. I mean, look at the flop.
Oh, that's the nastiest run out I've ever seen.
Yeah, and what a stage to have that happen on.
Maximum value, 1.5x pot.
Raise.
First hand after that short break, ace 10, queen 8 suited, going to a flop.
Quarter more.
Sorry?
25 more.
Sorry.
Both players miss.
Yeah, Bryn Kenney with a strong ace high, but Adams has really good backdoor draws and an overcard to the jack. That's one of those cards that Adams is really looking for.
Yeah, so backdoor flush draw, inside straight draw. When your opponent checks this flop, he does look kind of weak, usually with high cards. We've seen Adam make these big bets with good hands. He's doing it with draws as well. It's an overbet, 750,000. That puts a maximum pressure on ace-high type hands.
Yeah, there's quite a few hands that Kenny could call with. This is a tough one, but it's still such a strong ace-high. There is a lot of draws possible. The only drawback of that is that a draw actually has a lot of outs against you. I mean, if we look at the percentages here, Adams' hand is 40% to win.
Kenny knows this overbet is very polarizing. Wow, he makes the correct call with ace-10 high. Bryn Kenney is the favorite right now. Adams is rooting so hard for one of his cards. 2.1 million. This is battle. And the king of hearts on the river, he makes his flush. Kenny's only got 2.6 million chips behind. Another unlucky spot for Kenny. Is Adams going to go for all the chips again? That is all the chips. He's putting his opponent all in. Kenney called the turn thinking he was up against a heart draw, some straight draws like Queen 10, 10-8, 2 hearts. And the king just really connects with most of those hands, so very bad river card. I think now he thinks he only beats like 10-8, 10-7, 5-6, 5-7, these types of hands are not that strong.
And I wonder how much the other hand is playing through his head. That he thinks if I call here, we have the rolls reversed again, I'll be in the chip leads. Sometimes it seems like, you know, an easy out in a way.
Call.
Makes the call with ace-10 and it's over.
Flush.
Timothy Adams wins
Good game, Tim.
the main event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty good.
What a finish.
That was a quick heads-up match. Bryn Kenney made a hero call of just ace-10 high, eliminated in second place for over $3 million US.
Wow, live by the sword, die by the sword.